Welcome to ELH4X4 doing stuff. Today we're going to be working on the Kubota L2502. We got the third valve function hooked up physically, not electrically, right? Because apparently this model doesn't have that power situation going under the dash in order to get the grappler hooked up. And for this model of tractor doing all land pride, the SGC Sierra Golf Charlie 0660 would be the model grappler for this tractor. So what I'm going to try to do is maybe see if we can't go to the fuse box, because I really don't want to go to the battery, which is we gotta pull this, move the frame out of the way. I don't want to tie directly into the battery, right? But I'm not going to sit here and spend hours on end trying to find an area to hook it up to on the fuse block either. So, all right, let's get into it. Just in case you don't know, also, yeah, I'm using the Land Pride third valve function, part number 380363 Alpha. So just thought you would like to know that. And then you can see, you know, what it tells you how to use it on there. So we got to make sure that we wire this up correctly, red being positive, white being negative, and they go to the solenoids. So let's see if we can't pull this off. And I got my son on the excavator moving piles, you know, trying to centralize the wood into the center so we can light that stuff up. And then once I get done messing around with this function, we're going to hook up the brush cutter and do some yard maintenance fun. All right, so anyway, you know, I'm trying to figure this out because this is all new to me. But there's a bolt that you loosen up to get this out of the way. There's a bolt in the top of the dash and a bolt in the bottom of the dash, right, by the gear shifter. And I think I may have already broke the dash on the other side. Okay. Oh, that one has a wing nut. Okay. And a bunch of the hydraulics in the way. Put the wing nut back in. Yeah, I think I did break the I didn't take this one out and it snapped right off. And then I'm sure you're going to have to take the steering wheel off to get the dash fully out of the way. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, so maybe right inside here, there's a connector that's taped up. That could be the one. We'll investigate a little bit further. All right, so you may or may not have to take the dash off, but you got to dig up in there and look for that harness. And it's going to have this cover over it. Right, you got to dig up way up underneath there, not to be confused with the parking brake, but get up in there and plug it in, and let's see what turn it off, doesn't do anything. We turn it back on, and we got the third valve function. So, you know, people were putting out bad information, and they were running the wire directly to the battery. I'm not a fan of that, right? Even though there is a fuse in the wiring harness somewhere. Anyway, I would oh, there it is. Here's the fuse, right? It does have a fuse. Some people cut this. All I did was stretch it way, you know, I stretched it out with a pair of pliers and spread that out and was able to feed everything in. You know, why cut a hole in it when it keeps water and stuff out? But then taking the time, and this was by accident finding this, because nobody's putting that information out, but the harness is in there taped to the main ignition harness. Mine was with yellow tape. All right, can you see that? Right where that yellow tape was is where that harness was. So I'm gonna button this stuff back together and do some work. So cool. I hope you guys learned something from that. You know, I just found it by accident. So I hope you guys can use that and maintain the original harness and not be running, you know, wires directly to the battery. That's all I'm saying. Take the time to do it right. Not saying that that's wrong. I wouldn't do that. So yeah, thanks for watching. ELH 4X4 doing stuff. Working on a Kubota L2502 third valve function grappler. And we're going to get some work done. So we'll see you at the next one.